You're muted, Julie.
All right, got it. Thank you so much. I'm all talking away. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. And thank you for just being here. Today is Monday, April 17, 2023. Welcome to Michael, William, Aim, and myself, Julie Nguyen, Conversations. And we appreciate you very much for always following and coming and join us every week to our conversations with more understanding and be happier of working in our own business called Unpassive. Our goal for our live stream is to create and stimulate some of the ideas that you may already have, or we could be giving you more thoughts on this legitimate business. We call it Unpassive, and we appreciate you being here with us. Once again, my name is Julie Nguyen. I am come to you from Orange County, California, and my dear friend Michael William Aim is from Canada. And Michael, if you could please say hello to everyone.
Well, hello, Julie. Hello, everyone. Certainly glad to be here with everyone today and look forward to our conversation, Julie.
Absolutely. Yes. So if you have been following us here, I've posted out that we had a webinar with our friend from Bangladesh earlier. And if you have not been in that webinar, I would suggest if everyone could look forward to that recording. And if you are one of our Bangladesh hosts or co-hosts and you have that link handy, if you would please put it in the comment, just so that people understand that we have done a really, to me, it's a very valuable webinar because anyone that can watch and really understand what is it like to have a business, right? It's a business called Unpassive that we care and love so much. And so if you haven't watch that, I would suggest everyone to go ahead and save that link and watch it after. Once again, we appreciate you being here with us today. And today, the topic that Michael and I want to talk about is regarding to our network. As we all understand, knows that the quote, our network is our net worth, right? Before we go into that topic, we want to address some of the questions that a lot of people ask, whether or not, they're customers or brand ambassadors, they might ask. The question is very simple.
如果你在做教学，这个自动化线上销售系统可以让你有源源不绝的学生自动购买你的课程，让你不用再烦恼招不到学生，也能突破你的收入瓶颈，达到你前所未有的营收。真的有这么神吗？这套系统已经帮助非常多各行各业的老师、教练达到100万甚至1000万的营收，领域包括画画、英文、日文、吉他、健身、保险、外汇、身心灵、房地产。
Will we be able to make money in Unpassive? And to be proudly and loudly and boldly, I said, absolutely. That's my answer to that question. And I want to ask you, Michael, will we be able to make money in Unpassive?
Well, absolutely, Julie. I certainly agree with you. You start a business to do what, right? And when you sell products, what do you make, right? So it doesn't matter what the business is. If you have real products that you can sell to a market that is looking for those products, certainly you're going to make money. Now, as to how much you will make, that depends on your sales. That depends on how many customers you have, right? So we know that everything in Unpassive is fully automated, right? All of our products are infused with artificial intelligence. So we can structure it, we can set it up so that the entire sales process is automated. That's a reality because of the power of the internet. So yes, absolutely. All of us who are founders, brand ambassadors, we will be able to have our own set of customers. And as a result, these are individuals that are purchasing and using the products. So naturally, yes, we will certainly make money because of that. Unpassive was created and by design to help us create wealth, to generate wealth, right? So that's certainly a good thing because without money, how can we help uplift humanity? How can we help people that are homeless? How can we help people that don't have clean water? How can we help people that are suffering, that are struggling? You understand? You need money for all of that. And certainly it's not a matter of loving the money, but it's loving what the money will allow us to be able to do by helping others.
Absolutely. And yes, what we have mentioning earlier today is that Unpassive is a business. It's a business that has clear vision, right? Has a very clear and solid vision to basically keeping a clean community and have a solid culture of unity. Not only that, having a vision is one thing, but we do have to assembling the team, the people behind the brand of Unpassive. Now, having the best people around the world to build the products, it's another task. It's another heavy task that Unpassive is doing for all of us. Now, having the vision, having the brand, the team to build the products, you have to expanding the brand. And I want to, for our conversation today, we want to talk more about how Unpassive has expanded the brand. However, how are we as brand ambassador taking that brand that's already out there? How are we going to use that to expand in our network? We do understand that Unpassive is a legitimate business that has real products, real people, and real network. So let's talk a little bit about the network. How does network is so important in the business? You know, Michael, I know that you are in the network business, you know, for over 20 years. So I would like you to please give us your thought on how important it is for creating a network in a business.
Absolutely. And that goes for any and every business, right? Any and every business has some sort of network, right? Think of schools, right? A school is a business, right? And so with a school, the community that the school is in becomes the school's network, right? All the students that come there are usually from within that community, that local community, right? Think of a grocery store, right? It's the same thing, okay? Somebody decides to put a grocery store in your neighborhood, so they expect the neighborhood to be their network because that's where the customers are coming from. Okay. Think of, Oprah Winfrey, right? We know Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire, but Oprah has a network, right? When she does her book club and all these different things that she does, right? There's a network of people that's connected to her, right? And as a result, she's able to monetize that network. People on social media, whether they have subscribers or followers, it's the same thing. That's a network. Okay, and they're able to monetize by whether it's making recommendations to utilize a particular product, etc. So with Unpassive is no different, right? Our network are going to be those potential customers, right? So as we expand that network base, right, the larger it is, the larger your income will be, right? So having a network is so important to just about any and everything that you can think of. It doesn't matter what the industry is. There has to be a network. Someone is making a movie, right? There's a target audience, right? They have an audience in mind as to who they want to be able to come and view. Because if they have no one watching their movies, right? Where does the money come from? How does that movie company, how do they generate revenues? Because it's that same revenue they have to use to pay the actors and actresses and so on, right? So everything in life that you can think of has a network. Your family, okay? There's a network that's there, right? So for some people, they have 5 in their family. Some people have 10, you know what I mean? But as you expand that to your siblings and children and grandchildren, uncles, aunts, all of that, okay? You see the widespread, the larger the network becomes. Guess what? Those are also individuals that can be potential customers. So as you continue to expand your customer base, that's, the network that we're talking about. And so the larger that base is the greater your net worth is going to be, because it's all about what do I own, what are my assets, and I subtract those, right, which are my, your expenses, and then you end up with what's left over. So that's kind of how you define your net worth. So it's important that we have a network, right? It's very, very important, right? And there's 2 components of that. There's net and there's work, right? But we'll leave that one alone for another day. But the bottom line is, it's important to have a network. And we have done that, Julie, especially those who actually went to work and decided to share to expand the brand in the beginning, right? Those who have done that. But as soon as we open the door, we'll also have that ability to be able to share more to help other people, catch the vision of OnPassive and to be able to benefit in how they see themselves fitting in, whether that's as a customer or as a reseller or even both.
Absolutely. That's it, everyone. That's it for today. Michael have said it. Your network, the people that in your network is your potential customers, right? He has said it, your potential customers. And it's really important for all of us. And I love the fact that you separate the word network, right? Net and then work. You got to put the work in order to create the net. The money that coming in. It's really, truly important. I'm kidding, because you've said your potential customer, and I love it that all of us had a chance to gathering a network, to create a network in the past years of us being here as founders or brand ambassadors, to create a network of people. Network of people is basically just the people that have similar interests, that people that are looking for valuable things or things that you share, that is the same visions or the same things that they're looking for. So it's truly important. You've mentioned Oprah Winfrey. She has her own network. Many of us may not know how to contact Oprah Winfrey, right? But we know how many of us are having a conversation or following an influencer, like a legitimate influencer, for them to be in our network. So I think it's really important for all of us to not only see that OnPassive is a legitimate business, OnPassive is a company that providing valuable products. And now all we got to do is find the people that looking for those valuable products can be expanding in their network. And I think it's really important for all of us, even if you're not a brand ambassador today, even if you are currently watching this and you said, oh, I want to be the customer of that product, and I want to take the opportunity to be a reseller, then now at that time, you still can focusing on building your network as well. Am I right, Michael?
Absolutely, Julie, right? It's, OnPassive is for everyone everywhere, right? We know that there's 8 billion people or almost 8 billion people on the planet, right? And we know that there will be something in OnPassive for everyone, right? It's not just for those that's on the internet, right? It's really for everyone all over the planet. Everyone on the planet will be able to benefit from something from OnPassive. And so it's going to be, up to people as to whether they want to be a customer, right? Think of companies like Zoom. Okay, everyone that uses Zoom is a customer, nothing else. They're not a reseller of Zoom. They're not an affiliate, right? They're just a customer. They're utilizing the platform, right? The same can be said for you have people who own an Apple iPhone, right? Okay, they're a customer of Apple. Right. And again, we can go through all the different companies, but it's the same thing, right? Is that they're just a pure customer. But then you also have companies whereby you can be a reseller. I use a particular bulk mailer as an example. And with that bulk mailer, a person can be an affiliate, right? It's not, multi-level market or nothing like that. But if you was to recommend that to someone, they actually compensate you because you help that company get another customer. So you have lots of companies like that. So each person, when it comes to OnPassive, they'll be able to determine their own future as to how they see themselves fitting in within the company. So they may decide to use OConnect as an example, and they'll love OConnect. They're like, oh my gosh, this is a great platform to use, right? And so they may know other business owners or other individuals that use video conferencing, and they may share with those individuals if they so choose, or they just use it as a product for themselves and whatever it is that they're doing in their everyday life, whether from a business standpoint or from a personal standpoint. So the opportunity is there for everyone everywhere. And all people have to do is just see how they fit in, right? And see what benefits they're looking for, right? And if they're looking for a reward as well. Hey, if I tell someone about something and I'm doing it anyways, I'll take a reward. Why not? You understand? So it doesn't have to be my focus because I share stuff all the time with people. I have a very good lawyer. And so if someone's looking for a lawyer for that particular purpose, here, right? Someone's looking for a real estate agent. Okay, yeah, here's this person. Looking for a mortgage broker. Okay, here's this person, and so on, right? This is stuff that we do all the time, folks. So if you're getting, compensated because of doing what you normally do anyways, hey, that's a bonus. That's a gravy, right? But one thing we do know, Julie, is that there are billions of people around the world that are struggling financially. And it's not going to get any easier. It's not. People have to find a way out of the rat race because people have been in the rat race for so long, and that has not helped their situation. So people have come to realize that, you know what? I need to either have a second job, a third job, or a side business, a home-based business, something. I need something to complement, right, what it is that I'm already doing, right? And so one of the ways of doing that, people jump on the internet and try to find things. But we know there's so much on the internet that is just garbage. We know this. Okay? We can kid ourselves, Julie, but the truth is the truth, right? People have joined this, they joined that, they joined that, they joined that. And the reason why they keep joining this, and that is because they're failure after failure after failure after failure. So if I keep doing that, Julie, joining this and that, what's going to happen? It's going to be the same results unless there's something different. There has to be something different. And that's what OnPassive is. It is something different. OnPassive is going to help so many people realize their dreams. Yes, it's going to be a reality. So people will have options is the bottom line, right? And so those who are watching who are not in OnPassive right now, right, your opportunity is coming up next.
Absolutely. And and I totally agree with you that OnPassive is the difference. It's different and everything has been done here. The question I always ask myself, and I share with a couple of people, is this business going to automatically done, or is this business going to help me to let it run, right? I don't have to involve in daily. Or is this business that require me have to be in it and continue working 20 hours a week? He's 20 hours a week. It's a good thing. But 20 hours a day, it's another thing. Is this business going to take all the time, my time, to spend in this business? And the way how we're looking at OnPassive is it's automatically done. It's a machine. It's already built for all of us. Right? It's going to run for us. And I believe that, when OnPassive launched to the world, these products are coming out. These products are continuously working itself. It is at the top shelf already, but it's continued to go to another top and another top. And that's what people right now need. It's something that's continued to develop or continues to move to the next level. And OnPassive is about, and really truly is focusing on how much OnPassive spending in to deliver the perfect or the product that worked fluidly for everyone around the world. OnPassive is focusing on the needs of humanity around the world. And that's what we are here for. We are so blessed to be here and looking forward to OnPassive products going commercially.
Absolutely. We certainly can't wait for that, Julie, for it to go commercial. People are looking to enjoy life, right? Everyone wants to enjoy their life. No one wants to sit around, Julie, and work 40 hours a week, 50 hours, 60 hours a week. And to what end? We've known people who have worked so much because they're trying to pay off that mortgage, so that they can be debt-free, and they end up dying before they even accomplish that goal. You understand? Like, no one, to me, that's a waste of a life, because all you did was you put your head down and you just working. No one wants to live like that. And I don't think people should live like that. Not saying that people shouldn't work. Of course they should work, right? But we can use technology to work smarter, right? Instead of working harder. Right, we can let technology take some of that heavy load off, right? When you think of a sales process, when you think of, okay, I have this product and I'm trying to sell this product, Okay, well, what do I have to do? I have to get real eyeballs to view my product, right? I have to get real eyeballs and say, yeah, give me more information about that product, right? So, but I can use technology to set up a system that can funnel or streamline the individuals down, because not everybody may want your product. And then when I have multiple products, that's now going to increase my chance of success, because I have this product, Julia, maybe you don't want that particular product. But if I have another one, so now I have twice the chance of getting you as a customer. I have another one. Now I have 3 times the chance. You understand? So I increase my chances of getting you as a customer by having multiple products, right? But the key really is about the process. It's about that sales process. That's important, because as we know, most people cannot sell, right? We're not salespeople. Some of us are, but most of us are not, right? And so if you can't sell something, how are you going to make money, right? I've said this many times. You go to a car a dealership, right? It's always different personnel that are there. Why? Because it's a high turnover industry, right? Most people are not good at it. So therefore, you move on to something else. I'm going to try something else, right? And so with OnPassive, if we can automate that process, we make the process nice and simple. That doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're 75 years old, doesn't matter if you're 25 years old, doesn't matter if you're not an IT person. It just doesn't matter your background, okay? All it is that you have a desire to succeed, and you've recognized OnPassive as that vehicle that can allow you the success that you're looking for. That's all is required, right? And the process is so simple that, we always use the term, it's a done deal, it's done for you. We talk about CAPMO, all these different things that we talk about, right? Having an automated system, automated process, right? It's not that work isn't being done, it's just that you don't have to be the one doing the work. You can let technology do the work for you, right? Just like you want to go from A to B, okay, well, you don't have to walk your foot anymore, right? Right? You can just jump in a car, jump on a bicycle, you know what I mean? That can help you get there faster, right? Than what we're used to. And that's what all this is. It's just using the internet, just using artificial intelligence as a technology for the good, to be able to help our lives, be a lot easier, okay? A lot easier, a lot better. You know what I mean? That's what people are looking for. And that's what we have to provide to them.
Absolutely, Michael. I love the fact that you brought on a sale process. Many, I would say 90% of the people in the world are not salesperson, right? They try to be sales, they try to be a marketer, but there's so many of us who are not. For me, being a real estate person and then, having my license in insurance, it's all sale. Everything in the world is sale. But to me I don't just sell, I tell story. I tell successful story, right? And OnPassive is a story. OnPassive is a successful story. For example, I can just get on together with a whole bunch of friends and telling the success stories of a lot of founders in OnPassive. Telling those stories is when people see that's it's something that they want. They want to be successful. So when you're telling that story, it's actually when you are, I guess, indirectly selling because you don't have to sell. OnPassive has said it, Mr. Mufara has said it from the very beginning. I'm going to create something that everybody needs, that valuable for everybody. And just want you to enjoy it, love it, and share it. And that's as simple as it is. And we do have a network of people that having the same interests as what we do. Now all we do is telling the story. Am I right, Michael? Because all we need to do is telling that excitement stories. And that's where we could create a network together of all the people that have the same interests.
Absolutely, Julie. And we know, a lot of people don't even like talking, Julie. You know what I mean? Can you imagine, okay, I want to be successful in a particular business. Okay, well, I can get a whole bunch of leads and just pick up the phone and just call all of them. Are you looking for this? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for this? You know what I mean? It could be as simple as that. People are not even willing to do that. They're shy. I don't know what to say. And even if you give them a script, Julie, they still, right? So you make it even easier than that for people. Again, this is where technology comes in, right? There's so many different mediums that we can use. Right, whether it's through email, okay, so I'm not talking about it, just send somebody an email, and they can make a decision based upon the information I'm sharing in that email, right? You have people having voice dialers, right? Where they can go through a whole bunch of phone calls, and then you have people just returning the call to you if they're interested in what you're offering. Texting, like there's so many different ways of doing this, right? What OnPassive is doing. OnPassive is doing what has not been done before, right? This whole branding that we've been doing, just getting the brand, getting the name out there, right? OnPassive, right? It basically gets stored in your subconsciousness, right? So all of a sudden now, when somebody approaches you down the road about OnPassive, right? That person is receptive to the idea because they had positive experience of, oh yeah, I remember seeing this there, or I remember hearing this, or, it's a positive experience that they've had with the name, right? With the name association, right? And so now they're willing to engage with you, right? So that's all this whole thing about advertising and marketing. It really is as simple as that. You don't have to be technical with it, because that's where the technology does the technical part of it. All you have to do is put a link in front of somebody. However you do it, again, each person's going to be different. Like I said, for some people, they're going to send an email to somebody and the link will be inside there. For somebody, they may send a text to somebody and the link is there. For somebody, it could be an in-person conversation. You sit down with a friend, and you open up on your phone, Connect, right? You say, I'm just doing a quick little video. Whoa, what's that? Whoa, Connect, never heard of that, blah, blah, blah. And just having a conversation. So it is all about sharing, but you can share in so many different ways. And people will be able to see, what they're comfortable with. Because people, Julie, no one wants to get out of their comfort zone, unfortunately, right? Sometimes you need to, but most people, they like to just stay in that zone. Okay, no problem. So you love social media. You love to post things. Okay. You can post things about OnPassive. You understand? So there's so many ways to share. And I believe that all of us will be able to find what makes the most sense to us, and we'll be able to benefit as a result of all the automation that is built into OnPassive.
Absolutely, Michael, talking about network, talking about what we're talking about here and being in the comfortable zone. I'm very sure everyone's listening to this, you do have a comfort zone. You do follow some people that makes you feel comfortable, or you probably follow some of the coach out there that you feel related to, or you feel comfortable listening to them. They could be in your network, right? Because you feel that you want to have their message out there to more people. So they could potentially be one of your network, because with Connect, we can go millions of people on one of those calls or one of those coaching. So think about who are the people that you are connecting with in social media and wherever they are. Send a message out, continue to bring out OnPassive there in front of them. Or sometime when you're watching one of their coach call, or any videos that they're on YouTube, if you click on description, you would probably have a way to connect with them, right? And if you love that message that they share, or some of the pastor in your church, for example, right? Those are the people that you want to be in your network, because you resonate with the message that they are sharing. And that's exactly how I feel when I see Connect. I immediately thinking of an individuals that I listen to that resonate with how I feel, or that motivate, or something that's helping me every day. I would immediately go to that person and make myself be known in their network. Eventually, if you're saying enough, if you are knocking so many, leaving so many messages and comments in those, you definitely will get the attention. And I think it's really important for all of us to share the positive, the valuables, products that OnPassive is sharing. And it's really easy. Artists is telling the story, success stories, or continue to share. And I think it's really important that we continue to do that. And that's what the name brand ambassadors is about. You go out there and you be the ambassador of that brand. Michael, do you want to add to a little bit more on the net worth part, and then we can go into the net worth?
Sure. So again, with regards to the network, as I mentioned earlier, all of us have one. We all do. Whether you're a billionaire, whether you're a millionaire, whether you're a thousandaire, right? Whether you're a penny-year, right? It doesn't matter what your financial situation is, right? Your network has nothing to do with your financial situation, right? Your net worth does, but not your network, right? So it's very easy to build one up. It's very easy to increase it, right? It's just a matter of communication, right? And as I said, that communication could be in various forms, right? Some people are shy. Some people are quiet, so yeah, you're not going to expect those people to go and shout it on top of the mountain about OnPassive. But we do have conversations with people. We're not alone in this world, right? And it's the individuals you have conversations with. You can share information with them. Oh, have you heard about OnPassive? Something simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to try to go from A to Z about OnPassive. We have so many videos that are available, right? There's been so much information, even on the company's YouTube channel, right? The official social media channels, the blogs, even the corporate website, right? All these things. And then we know we have in our links are coming up shortly to be able to share that. That's the source of information that people will be able to have. So that's not a difficult task to do as far as sharing information. It's not about convincing. It's not about selling in the sense of you're trying to make a sale. No, all you want to do is provide information to people, right? That's it. And what they do with that information, that's up to them, right? But if I give the information to enough people, that will generate enough customers that I need. Because you're not going to need, a million customers, not at all, right? So that's the beauty about OnPassive, is that it's going to be something that people are going to be receptive to. Why? Because they're going to be using a lot of these products already, right? Anyone who has a Zoom account, okay, that's a potential customer, right? Anyone that has a domain name, have a website, that's a potential customer, right? Anyone that's doing any type of bulk mailing, that's a potential customer. You understand? Anyone that's in social media, right? So this is why we say that everyone, everywhere, will have a reason to look at OnPassive. So to build a network is very, very simple. There's no doubt about that. And there's a lot of people out there looking for automation for their business. A lot of people are looking to free up their time. They want more time freedom, right? And automation does that for you. So if you can provide products and tools that will help in that automation process for them, for their business, right? And it's a win-win. So it's a very, very easy thing to do. And we'll have all the tools to be able to do that. And for those, this is for those who want to, go that extra mile, those who want to get to their destination faster. That's what this really is. Okay. Because if you want the entire system to just do it for you, that's okay. Right. But all the heavy lifting is already done for us. Right. That's the key. Right. We didn't have to spend, as we spoke about earlier, Julie, we didn't have to spend, the millions of dollars that is needed to be where we are in OnPassive. Right. We didn't have to go through, getting approved through different regulatory bodies, all these things, governments, different countries, merchant accounts, payment process. We didn't have to go through all of that, right? Creating the technology, the products, we didn't have to do any of that, folks, right? So that's all the heavy lifting, right? But certainly I know that I can put a link in front of someone, absolutely, right? And I can pay to have that done as well. You understand? So it really is simple, so I can't wait for us to, start doing the commercialization of our products.
Absolutely. I can't wait to that either. And we know that the link will tell the story. The link will do it on, we'll do it on things. But Michael, our topic today is the network. Your network really determine your net worth. So I know that you are, you love numbers. You're talking about numbers. You're talking about, the expansions of all your network and how that affecting your net worth. So would you enlighten us with some numbers? How does your network really is your net worth?
Right. So I believe everyone knows and understand that your net worth, right, really comes down to your assets. So your total assets, everything that you own, right? And then when you subtract what you owe, right, which is like your liabilities, right? Then that comes up. That's the formula, if you wish, the basic formula for what your net worth is. Okay. So how does your net worth come into that? Okay. So your net worth comes into that because that's what's going to build up the asset side, right? So if there's three things to the equation, net worth equals, here's your total assets minus your liabilities. So you want to build up the assets because the greater the assets is, right, then the bigger the net worth number is going to be, right? So you see how that makes sense? So if I increase my assets, even though my liabilities stay the same, my net worth is going to be bigger, right? If I decrease my liabilities and my assets stay the same, right, my net worth is still going to be bigger. But in this case, what we're talking about is your network, the size of your network. Okay, so how do I monetize the network, right? So I want to make that as big as possible. This is why people want to get more subscribers and more subscribers. They want to have a massive subscriber base, right? Same for followers, right? Depending on the platform that you're on, right? People want to build up their access, whether it be from lead generation, whatever the case may be, right? People that they can contact. People want to build it up because the bigger that becomes, right, it's the greater the chance of you come. So for example, if I have a network, just 10 people, I have access to 10 individuals, right? Okay, and let's suppose 10%, I'm able to monetize 10% of that, right? So if I have 10% is 1. So if my network is only 10 and I'm monetizing 10% or converting 10%, so that means I have 1 customer, okay? But what if my network is 100? Same 10%, right? Now it's 10, right? So, and I have 10 customers, right? Because I was able to convert 10%. You understand? So the bigger that number becomes, the bigger that network becomes, right? Is the more customers I'm going to have. Now, if I have 1 customer, okay, will I make more money than somebody who has 10 customers or less money, right? So if I build up that network, right, get that base, as big as possible, right, then I'm increasing my chance of converting customers, right? And that's how, remember I talked about the sales process. So for example, in an automated system whereby I'm sending traffic to my offer, so whether that's to a landing page, capture page, website, whatever the case may be, but I'm sending traffic to that offer, the more traffic I send, the greater the chance of getting conversions into customers, right? If I'm only sending 10 people to take a look at my link, right, then what's the chance of me converting a higher amount, right? So I want that network to be as big as possible because that's going to be the traffic. The bigger my network is, that's traffic. That's the real eyeballs that can take a look at whatever it is that I have to offer, right? So I want to make that as big as possible. And we just finished talking about, how one can go about doing that, right? You can either pay with money or pay with your time, or even both, okay? People have that option as to how they're gonna go about building that network, right? So no one's gonna have an excuse as to why they can't build one. Because again, you can't say, well, I have no money, right? Okay, then you're gonna use your time in order to generate or to build up that network. But you can't say, I have no time, okay, then you use money. Now, if you don't have no time and you have no money, we probably can't help you at that point, right? Because it has to be one or the other or both, but it can't be none, right? And I've never really seen anyone that says, I don't have any time and they have no money, right? Or I have no money, but I have no time also. No, it's usually one or the other, right? Usually if you have money, right, you either have time, right, or you don't, but at least you have the money though, right? And the other way around is that if you have time on your hands, chances are you don't have no money, right? But it's never gonna be, I have no time and I have no money. That's never the case, right? So the bottom line is that through building up your network, right? Through building up your network, you'll be able to increase your net worth. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking to be able to have that time freedom along with financial freedom to be able to buy the things. Because if you have a big net worth, okay, if you're a multi-millionaire, okay, you're going to have a lot more things available to you, a lot more options available to you than someone who, is making $40,000 a year. That's just how it works, right? But if I'm making $200,000 a year, okay, more things are open up to me, more opportunities, right? And that's what we want, right? And that's what's going to help people around the world. And keep in mind, folks, depending on where you are, right? I know we're reaching out to people right around the globe. So someone maybe in India, for example, and if they're generating an extra $6,000 a year coming into their home, they're good. You understand? As opposed to if you live in the United States and you have an extra $6,000 coming into their home, if that's all you have coming in, chances are you're not good, right? But if you have a job and an extra $6,000, which is an extra $500 a month is coming in, that could be the difference between you being homeless versus being able to stay in your home and paying your bills. You understand? So it's not always about big money. Each person is different. Everyone's situation is different. But we certainly know by having a network is very, very important in life. Regardless of your situation, having a network is very, very important. Even think of it from a support standpoint. If you have a network of people that you can go to for support, we know mental illness is on the rise, right? Around the world. Whether you believe it's real or not real, that's a different story. But the point is, it is on the rise, okay? There are people who actually need help. So if you have a network, right, whether it's doctors, whether it's support people that are there, like social workers, regardless of who it is, family members, you understand, if you have a network of people that can support you and help you get through whatever difficult time you may be going through, right, that's important. So yeah, a network is always important, no matter how you dice it, slice it.
Patients that come to Bumrungrad have got unique and complex problems.
We have treated around 1.1 million visits per year, 50% international patients from 190 countries all over the world.
Most of the patients are brand new here. With so many medical records, having access to reliable data is vital.
Everything that they need for caring for that patient, providing diagnosis, treatment, and general care goes through the TrackCare system.
Reliable data and predictive analytics. You can provide a better decision, better plan for your patients.
We have to think more than only treating the disease. Advanced healthcare in the future will be predictive and preventive.
That is always the case.
Absolutely, Michael. I love it when you're talking about the expansion of network. We for all of us who are observing OnPassive, the development of OnPassive, we know that OnPassive have done and continue to do the research and the development of the needs of humanity, of the needs of people around the world, but yet there are still more products that are coming. Now, the question that I wanted to ask everybody who are currently watching this, or whether or not you are a brand ambassador or the potential customers, will you be able to identify the needs of the individuals in your community or in your network? And it's really easy. All it is just really, if they are communicating a positive message, how can we providing tools and services for them to literally duplicate or triplet, or share or maximizing the message that comes out there? That is also the needs that we are looking forward to help these people. So it's truly important that we do go out there and share. Like this morning, we were talking about with the Bangladesh team is that, not team, but the friends in Bangladesh is that we'll continue to share what we love because OnPassive has already done that for us. All we got to do is go identify it and share it with people. It's truly important. Michael, I know that we cover this topic and we love talking more about network. Is there anything that we need to emphasize more on network is net worth? And before you even answer that question, I wanted to identify this words, network. And you said this, in order for you to make the net, you have to put in the work, right? Right. And net worth, in order for you to make your net worth, you have to also do the network first in order for you to have that worth net that we're receiving. It totally makes sense, right, Michael? It's easy to understand.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Julie. You know, again, work is always involved. There's always work. Someone has to do the work. Like I said, it doesn't have to be you, right? You know, I always use the example of, cutting my grass, right? So work has to be done. Someone has to cut it, but does it have to be me though, right? I could pay someone to go do the work, right? And I get the result, right? Nice looking grass, etc., right? It's the same thing in business. There's work that needs to be done in building a business, right? Thankfully, right? Thank God that Mr. Mafara and the team have done all of the hard work for us in putting this all together. That's a good thing, right? But then what's our responsibility, right? What can we do, right? Is there anything that we can do? Or do we just sit here and just say, oh, hey, thank you so much for doing everything for me, I'm good. We're gonna have to do something. Right? Even if it means that I need to go, purchase traffic, like you have to do something, right? Because you know what? I want to drive traffic to my offer, to my site, to my business. Okay. So work is involved in doing that. But do I have to do it? Or can I just pay for that? Yeah, you understand? Right? So that's what I mean in that people don't have to worry about it, because you can either put the time in to get it done, or you can put the money in to get it done. It's entirely up to the individual as to which way they'll go. But that's what you want. Now, you can have all the money in the world, but if your business isn't good, if it's not something that's providing value, if it's not going to be there 10, 15, 20 years down the road, then what's the point? You're just wasting your money, putting money towards that business, right? So what you want to have is to have a legitimate business, right? A business that's going to stand the test of time, that's going to be here long term. That's what you want to be able to put your hard-earned money into, right? In order for your net worth to grow, okay? And that's what we have here in Non-Passive. So the work part to build that network, that part is easy, right? And then if you put that in, if you take care of that, if you take care of that network part of it, right? Then the net worth comes, and you'll be worth whatever it is that you want to be worth. Because in Non-Passive, right, we're talking about everything being unlimited, that including income or earning potential, all of those things, right? It's unlimited. The potential is there. So if a person decides, you know what, well, I'm going to go out there and build a network of 1 million customers, versus someone who says, well, I'm good with 10,000 customers. Or somebody else says, 1,000 is good enough. You understand? Everyone is going to be different, and they're going to have different reasons as to why they do what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So some people will have large networks, some will have small networks. But guess what? Some people will have large net worth, and some people will have small net worth.
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from SpeechLove. You listened to this video until now, and you probably couldn't tell I'm not a real human voice. That's because I understand exactly what each phrase is saying, and I know how to put inflections in my voice, just like a real human would do. With SpeechLove.
You understand? But we have to put it in perspective as well, because each person's situation is certainly different. Some people have 10 people in their family that they have to take care of. Some people may only have 3 that they have to take care of. You understand, Julie? Some people live in a country where it charges them, 50% taxes, right? Where someone says, well, in my country, they don't even charge income tax. You know what I mean? So everyone's situation is different. But the bottom line is, whatever it is that you're looking for, you will find in Non-Passive.
Absolutely, totally. So the question here is, how big your network do you want? And I mean, just sitting here and hearing what you said, everywhere you can build a network of people, right? Just focusing on the needs of what people are in need of, right? If you are listening to a positive message, how can you how can you deliver that positive and valuable message to the world? And there's your potential networker or potential customer. So the question here is, no matter who you are, customer, reseller, or founder or brand ambassador, how big do you want your network? And the bigger you want, the more work needs to be done, whether or not sharing, or like Michael said, buying, paying for the company to actually do that for you. How much do you want to do? So those are the questions that we are really thinking of when we want to build our network, so that it can give us the net worth that we're looking for, right? Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us. Thank you so much, Michael, for sharing your wisdom here. And anything else you want to say? Last words of today.
Your next stop is on passive. That's it.
That's it, everyone. That's it. We're so looking forward to the next coming weeks and on passive. And if you are the fan of on passive, this is it. This is the next stop, the final stop, and the biggest stop. All you got to do is being in it. If you are not in the ecosystem of on passive, there's no chance to create that network, to have the net worth you want. So you got to be in the ecosystem of on passive. And as our conversation's going, we look forward to see you on the next one next Monday. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.
Take care, everyone.